Take a deep breath in and exhale. Close your eyes. Keep breathing deeply. See yourself going into a place that goes beyond the physical place you are at. It's a special, magical, blessed, sacred place. Use the word that resonates with you the most. The important thing about this place is that allow our souls to meet each other, nourish and celebrate each other. This space allows us to remember. This space allows you to remember. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, see yourself in the presence, surrounded by the entity that you value the most. God, the higher power, the source, the universe. Whatever it is perfect for you. Take a deep breath in. And declare that it was a wise decision to step up into this space. That by having done that, you have given yourself the gift, the opportunity for your mind to become sharper and more precise, your spirit to get stronger, and your heart to become more loving. Take a deep breath in. And let go as you exhale any attachment of how does that work? Will that work for me? Indeed, it is already working for you. Trust and flow. You trust and flow so many things that you have no clue how they work, and you don't even question them. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Declare that you are willing and able to make the most of this time and from your life. Declare that with a receptive, loving heart, you receive your message for today. Aware that it's coming all the way from the subconscious to the conscious. And aware that even if you don't like it, the message is giving you the opportunity to heal. Would you love to heal? Would you love to heal those hidden scars, those hidden wounds from the past or from the present circumstance? Take a deep breath in and exhale. Declare that you are receptive to what your message for today and that you interview it with curiosity and as an ally. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, let go any attachment to a specific way or form for your message for today. Are you aware? It could show up as a thought, memory, body sensation. It's perfect. As it shows up, it's perfect. Take a deep breath in. And exhale. Let go any attachment to a specific message for today. Is that a possibility? Indeed, it is. Could it be that today that message that you would love to show up doesn't show up? It's a possibility. Does that mean it's only a delay, or for you automatically you believe it's a denial? Take a deep breath in and exhale. Are you keeping in mind that the universe is infinite? Infinity rules. Infinity rules. Therefore, in a universe that is infinite, what if today's message is the one that will allow you to go further than you ever imagined? Take a deep breath in and let go all attachment to whatever it is. And if you perceive that you are attached to detach, or whatever it is that is coming, place everything in front of you. Realize whatever it is that is showing up is pointing you to things that you have been unaware. Take a deep breath in and exhale. And declare that you honor your inner fire and that you are willing to stop negotiating. I honor my inner fire and I am willing to stop negotiating. I honor my inner fire and I am willing to stop negotiating. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, observe which came first. A thought, a memory, a body sensation, a particular emotion. Any of that inspire you or put you in despair? Are you saying, yes, I am willing to stop negotiating, from a place of love or from a place of fear? Take a deep breath in and exhale. I honor my inner fire and I am willing to stop negotiating. I honor my inner fire and I am willing to stop negotiating. Look at the events, circumstances, memories, whatever it is that is coming up the most. Is it a moment when you perceive you did your best to keep negotiating and fill the blank? Do you perceive someone took advantage of you? Do you perceive that you became fill the blank? Observe your self-image. Who have you said you became since that moment? Are you observing a moment where you stop negotiating and then you realize it was a mistake because of fill the blank? Who are you saying you are? Who are you saying you became from that moment? Take a deep breath in and exhale. I honor my inner fire and I am willing to stop negotiating. I honor my inner fire and I am willing to stop negotiating. Observe, what do you believe around stop negotiating? Do you believe that stop negotiating is not negotiating at all? Never? It is your way or no way? Or are you on the other side? That you want something so much in a specific way or form that you keep trying and trying and trying to negotiate, fill the blank, and you perceive you have, fill the blank. What do you perceive you have or not? What do you perceive you have become or not? Which emotions are coming? Take a deep breath in and exhale. I honor my inner fire and I am willing to stop negotiating. I honor my inner fire and I am willing to stop negotiating. Are you saying I am always willing to negotiate? Or are you saying I am always willing to stop negotiating? Is it possible that you are only considering one area of your life? But you are more than one area. Vocational, physical, financial, familial, mental, spiritual, social. Take a deep breath in and exhale. I honor my inner fire and I am willing to stop negotiating. See, how do you perceive yourself by being willing to stop negotiating? Do you perceive you are a bad person if you do that? Take a deep breath in and exhale. I honor my inner fire and I am willing to stop negotiating. I honor my inner fire and I am willing to stop negotiating. Do you realize that if you believe that by stopping to negotiate, you are becoming a bad person, you will keep going negotiating? Does that mean that's bad, that's good? Do you realize that in order for you to step up into new levels of service, profit, health, freedom, and greatness, in whichever way you value the most, the key is to choose when it is time to negotiate and when it is time to stop negotiating. Take a deep breath in and exhale. I honor my inner fire and I am willing to stop negotiating. I honor my inner fire and I am willing to stop negotiating. What if right now you choose to ask yourself, which option is more reasonable than the solution that was offered to me? Which option do you believe is more reasonable than the solution that was offered to you? Is it possible that you are still attached to a moment in your past that you believe that the solution that was offered was not reasonable at all? Do you experience resentment for yourself or for others by having accepting the conditions or not? Take a deep breath in and let go from your body everything that is overwhelming, everything that is taking your peace away. Take a deep breath in I honor my inner fire and I am willing to stop negotiating. I honor my inner fire and I am willing to stop negotiating. Are you keeping in mind that this meditation is about expanding your sphere of consciousness, expanding your sphere of awareness, expanding, raising your level of alertness, and by being here, you are doing just that. A more, much more. Is it possible that sometimes the wisest choice is to keep negotiating? Is it possible that in some times the wisest choices is to stop negotiating? The question is, do you believe you have options and that you can stop negotiating? Or do you believe that you have to accept whatever it is that the other is throwing at you? Take a deep breath in and exhale. I honor my inner fire and I am willing to stop negotiating. I honor my inner fire and I am willing to stop negotiating. If you believe that you always negotiate with the most reasonable solution, is it possible that if I ask those that have negotiated with you during the time in this incarnation, is it possible that I will find someone who believes that you are or that you weren't reasonable, that you aren't reasonable while negotiating? Take a deep breath in and exhale. I honor my inner fire and I am willing to stop negotiating. I honor my inner fire and I am willing to stop negotiating. Look into the future. Which future are you looking at? The one limited by those moments that you perceive you weren't such a great negotiator? The ones limited by your present circumstances that you believe you don't have any option to negotiate, fill the blank. What is that future limited with? Take a deep breath in and exhale. Exhale all worry, exhale all concern about your future. And declare, I am willing to adjust my perspective about my present circumstances. From a place of love, align with an awesome future. How does that look like for you? Take a deep breath in and exhale. I honor my inner fire and I am willing to stop negotiating. I honor my inner fire and I am willing to stop negotiating. Look into your future. Do you have clear details in every area of your life of how you want your future to look? vocational, physical, financial, familial, mental, social, spiritual. You have all put it in place. Is it possible that for that future to happen, you will have to negotiate with others? Is it possible that for that future to happen, you have to be willing to negotiate yourself with yourself about the limitations that you perceive you have? Is it possible that your attachment to a specific future is limiting you from a greater option that is out there, waiting for you to claim it? How does that look like for you? Take a deep breath in and exhale. I honor my inner fire and I am willing to stop negotiating. I honor my inner fire and I am willing to stop negotiating. Observe, what do you feel when you say that you are willing to stop negotiating? Observe if you automatically feel like a bad person, that you believe that you shouldn't stop negotiating because of fill the blank. Or is it possible that you are judging others that decided to stop negotiating with you when you fill the blank? What have you done or don't know or not done that they decided to stop negotiating? Take a deep breath in. And exhale. I honor my inner fire and I am willing to stop negotiating. I honor my inner fire and I am willing to stop negotiating. Declare, I am worthy of love and others are worthy of love. I am worthy of love and others are worthy of love. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, observe if your mind went automatically to exclude some people or to exclude you because of, and put everything in front of you because it's part of the message. I honor my inner fire and I am willing to stop negotiating. I honor my inner fire and I am willing to stop negotiating. Is it possible that you have been negotiating with your perceived limitations for a long time? Is it possible that it is time for you to stop negotiating with those perceived limitations and declaring something new about yourself? Declare that you are willing and able to adjust your perspective about who you are. And from a place of love, align with an awesome future. I am willing and able to adjust my perspective about who I am. And from a place of love, align with an awesome future. How does that look like for you? Do you believe you are going to be able to thrive no matter what? Or not? Take a deep breath in and exhale. I honor my inner fire and I am willing to stop negotiating. Is it possible that you have been the one who stopped negotiating in moments that then you decided wasn't the wisest decision? Is it possible that you have been the one that others judge not reasonable? Even if those things are true, do you believe that if something like that happened, you forever and ever have to keep negotiating no matter what others do? No matter what others do? Take a deep breath in and exhale. I honor my inner fire and I am willing to stop negotiating. I honor my inner fire and I am willing to stop negotiating. I honor my inner fire. When you say that, do you realize that you are honoring that place inside of you that have the masterpiece that you are? Whatever it is that just came into your mind, into your body, place it in front of you. Take a deep breath in and exhale. I honor my inner fire and I am willing to stop negotiating. I honor my inner fire and I am willing to stop negotiating. I honor my inner fire and I am willing to stop negotiating.